Okay, we're currently looking at Unit 4, Chapter 5, and right now we're going to walk through Exercise 5-3. So this question is asking us to compute the predetermined overhead rate. So Logan Products computes its predetermined overhead rate annually on the basis of machine hours. At the beginning of the year, it estimated that its total manufacturing overhead would be $348,000 and machines would run a total of 20,000 hours. Its actual total manufacturing overhead for the year was $336,400 and its actual total machine hours was 19,500. So we are asked to compute the company's predetermined overhead rate for the year, calculate the total overhead that was actually applied during the year, and then to determine the amount of either over or under applied overhead in the year. So let's take a look at the solution. So the first thing to keep in mind is the predetermined overhead rate is based on estimates. So it's the estimated total manufacturing overhead divided by the estimated total direct labor hours. Now I'm just going to go back to the question here. It tells us that the predetermined overhead rate is based on machine hours. So that's what we know, that's what our driver is going to be, and we're given the estimated machine hours. So it's the predetermined overhead rate is always going to be the estimated total manufacturing overhead divided by whatever cost driver we're using, the estimate of that cost driver for the year. So we're told it's machine hours, so the estimate of machine hours for the year is 20,000. So 348 divided by 20,000 means our predetermined overhead rate is $17.40 per machine hour. So that's our rate that we're going to use. So what that implies is that during the year, as machine hours are used in jobs, we can apply overhead based on $17.40 per the actual machine hours that are used. So that's what we're asked to do also here, is calculate the total applied overhead. So how much overhead was applied during the year? So we were told the actual number of machine hours. They estimated 20,000 for the year, but they actually used 19,500. So that means that as each job was completed during the year, we would have applied this many hours worth of overhead. So it was 19,500 times the amount we calculated here, $17.40. So that means during the year, $339,300 of overhead was applied. But we're also given in the question, we're also told the actual amount of overhead that year. And the actual amount was $336,400. So therefore, we applied more overhead during the year than was actually incurred. So it was over applied by the difference of $2,900. So it's important that you're able to calculate the predetermined overhead rate, and you're able to determine how much was applied based on the actual hours. And then if you're given the actual amount of overhead, being able to determine if it was over applied and under applied, and in either case what to do with the amount here. But we'll look at that in a later question.